Why, why must we ban communist imports? Some ask, why should I care if other Americans lose their jobs due to me buying products made in communist China? The reason is that you are paying far more for the product than you realize. There is a hidden tax on products from communist China. The hidden tax includes you losing your job and having a lower salary. The radical rich and their right-wing media puppets are liars and con artists. They con American consumers into acting in ways that harm American consumers and help themselves to become economic dictators. American consumers must understand that they get their money to buy products from the jobs they have. The right-wing media puppets of the radical rich will say that Americans cannot afford higher-priced American goods. That truth is the truth is, with the hidden cost factored in, Americans cannot afford to buy products made in communist China. When American jobs are offshored, then the supply-demand curve in the labor market results in lower wages for the jobs that remain in America. This is the basic supply-demand economic principles applied to the labor market. When you buy products made in communist China, you can you cannot you can you not only increase the chances that you will lose your job, but you will also be more likely to have a much lower salary. Thus, paying 10% more for an American-made product means your probable salary will be 10% higher. And the truth is, a 10% salary increase may mean a 200% increase in your spendable income. That is because the vast majority of the income of workers is already taken up by bills. When we collect when we collectively act to buy products made in communist China, then we collectively act to lower our probable salaries by perhaps 25%. To protect American consumers from acting against their own collective self-interest, there should be at least a 25% national sales tax on all products produced in communist China. The hidden tax on communist Chinese products also includes future taxes on your children and the freedom of your children. When America imports more than it exports, it ends up owing money to communist China due to the trade imbalance. We are borrowing money from communist China in order to buy products from communist China. Your children will have to pay taxes to pay back the money that we owe communist China. Thus, taxes on Americans are essentially buying down the price of products from communist China. You are paying more in taxes for the purchase of products from communist China. Add a 50% hidden tax on products from communist China, and that may be close to what you are really paying. Another hidden cost is the loss in tax money that would have been paid by American workers if the product had been made in an American factory by American workers. A tariff on imports from communist China is just a way to recover the hidden costs of importing products. To not tax imports is to leak money from our economic system. If our economic system leaks money, then it will sink. Free trade capitalism is not a sustainable economic system. Free trade only works when there is a balance between imports and exports, and the labor costs of the nations are in balance. Thus, free trade between the United States and Europe works okay when there is a trade balance. But so too would tariffs if all nations maintain a similar 10% tariff rate to keep things in balance. In truth, all nations should have at least a 10% tariff tax on all imports to compensate for the economic costs of imports. There should be a much higher import tax on nations with low wages to protect minimum wage laws and living wages for workers. There must be at least a 100% tax on imports from communist China and a restriction that imports from communist China are no greater than exports to communist China. There should be at least a 25% national sales tax on all products made in Communist China to help pay for the hidden cost of Americans buying communist products. If we do not end unregulated free trade capitalism and end it now, then America will be economically destroyed, militarily defeated, and politically enslaved. If you are patriotic and you love the United States of America, then you will not buy products made in Communist China. Buying products made in Communist China is destroying America and making your children jobless, homeless, foodless, and dead. Save your children, save yourself, and save the United States of America by banning all products made in Communist China.